Greetings and salutations, this is another Dragon Bros video. Just for the past couple of hours I've been watching videos on dumb things, what dumb things American, more or less people from the USA say. I was doing some thinking about this. What dumb things have I ever heard Americans say or have had Americans say to me? There's like ever since I've moved to the city, well, closer into this, closer into Sydney than what I was when I was back like a year and a bit ago. I came to see a lot of Americans, a lot of people from New York to Florida, from Florida to California, from Alaska down to Texas, and all places in between. The first thing that I heard, and this was from when I was doing like when I just I love walking around the area. It's a good way to go out, exercise, and get just gets a few things out of your head, like stress, worries, and that. So I was just walking around, and this American chick came up to me and said, do y'all live around here?" And I went, "Yeah, I just live like a click and a half south." She went, "So you was a local?" I went, "Yeah, I am a local." And they go, "Why isn't there a Starbucks in like in my local shopping center, or you guys call a shopping mall?" Okay, where do y'all get a cup of coffee? Like get a get your coffee if you don't have a Starbucks here. I went, okay. I showed him to a couple of cafes that are in my area. She went, "There are cafes. I'm looking for Starbucks. Where is the Starbucks?" And I simply said, there's hardly any within a mile of here. If you want to go to a Starbucks, like we do have a Starbucks in Sydney. We have a couple in Sydney as well. A couple in Sydney, a couple in Bondi. And she said, "But I want a coffee now. Where can I get a coffee?" And I showed her three cafes. And she doesn't realize that there's some Americans literally don't want to come to this realization that you can get a coffee outside of Starbucks. Hello, is there anything up there? Uh, the second thing, uh, a dumb thing that Americans have said to me was when I was just sitting down. Like sometimes during these walks, I do love to just sit down and watch, watch people, watch cars go by, We have a light rail system where close to where I live, so I walk to the light rail station and just sit down and just enjoying watching people get off and getting on to the light rail system. See them getting on and off buses, seeing the world go by, which is a great way to again relieve yourself from stress, relieve yourself from all sorts of insanity that's going on inside your life. And there's this one guy, about 6'5", weighing about 350 pounds. This real monster, like this real monstrous looking fella, big chunky muscles and that. And he, like he was saying, where is the Outback Steakhouse? And I was like, oh boy. Here is another one of those self-proclaimed Australian experts when they talk to their family or to their friends. So I said to him, the nearest one would be in a little suburb called Campbelltown, and, sorry, it's a suburb north of Campbelltown, and it's called Lemia. And he goes, "How do I get to Lemia?" And I went, "Well, you can, take one of these buses to Central, look at the one that goes down to Campbelltown, and you'll be able to see Lemia. If you see Campbelltown on the bottom, Lemia is on top. You can go there. It will take about like an hour or so for you to get there." And he was like, "Y'all y'all living in here, Australia." I went, "Yeah, this is Australia, the land down under." And he said, "Y'all have the outback." I went, "Yeah, the outback. It's a huge desert-like area consisting of a couple of deserts, the Simpson and the Gobi. The I know it's like the Simpson and a few other deserts from the western part of New South Wales to like the eastern part of Western Australia, and from like a few kilometers, like a number of kilometers north of Adelaide to the number of kilometers south of Darwin. And you got all the spans of land, which is the desert called the outback. And he's like, "Y'all have the outback, but you don't have the Outback Steakhouse in any everywhere." I went, "Yeah, we own the Outback Steakhouse is a restaurant that was not made in Australia. It was actually made in the US." And he said, "Why would I want to go back home for an Outback Steakhouse steak?" I'm like, "Oh boy." I said, "Mate, the nearest one is in Lemia. Take a bus, take a tram to the nearest to Central train station. Take a train from Central down to Lemia. Get off at Lemia. Ask where the Outback Steakhouse is, and you can follow the directions from there." And then he turned around and said, "You're not going to help me, are you?" And I went, "Yeah, I am helping you right here." And he said, "Yeah, y'all don't want to help a guy out. I thought Australians were a friendly bunch." And then he walked off. I went, "Oh, right." I told him the directions how to get to a Outback Steakhouse that I knew of, which was in existence, and he just didn't want to go there. Uh, a third thing that an American silly dumb Americans have said to me or I ever heard was these guys from these guys would be around but college age, like beginning of college, mid college level, 19 to 21 years of age. They they get I had to go somewhere. I had to go via Central train station, which is close to me. And I thought, I have to go somewhere. Go to Central, then I'll just bugger go go and do something with a mate. Then I'll be right. And then as soon as the train door opened, a whole lot of American college boys getting off the train. I went, okay. And they're young, they're Americans, they're just seeing the world. And one of them said this at the top of their lungs: "Where are all the kangaroos?" And one of them actually approached one of the station personnel and asked him, "Why aren't you in a kangaroo? Why aren't you hopping around? Aren't they your taxis or something?" And we're like, "Oh crap!" And this is the funny thing. The train station personnel said, "Huh? You're from America. So why didn't you bring your horse?" I just laughed and walked off. And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty damn stupid." A fourth thing, a fourth dumb thing that I overheard Americans say was, "You guys don't know how to drive and you're on the wrong side of the road." I went, uh, we, most of the world, I didn't say this, but I was just thinking, this is Australia, not the US. On the US, if you want to drive on the right side of the road and you're going north, you do that. We ride on the left hand side and we go north, and let us do that. And then 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 they were like, "Oh, y'all just don't know how to drive properly. That's the reason why I see on YouTube that you always have all them car crashes and that." And someone said, and a fellow Aussie literally yelled out and go, "Yeah, we may have some car crashes, but we don't shoot up. No, we don't shoot up all of our people if we don't agree with them." Then a fight happened, but I just left that to be. A fifth thing was when I was just coming out of my apartment and just about to go to my nearest bus stop. I overheard a couple of Americans say, we're talking about famous Australians like Russell Crowe, Hugh Jackman, Kate Blanchett, Nicole Kidman. And because a truck must have dropped like a small like a small, like a rectangular uh, chunk of metal, and just landed. I don't know the time period when the thing happened and when I got there, or when the thing happened and the girls got there. Like they looked down, seen huge, this huge like chunk of metal around about the size of a sledgehammer head, or a bit bigger. They looked down and went, Chris Hemsworth was here, Chris Hemsworth here. And they literally took a photo of themselves with this it could be construction, could be junk from a construction site, or it just fell off the back of a truck, or anything like that. And they are just taking photos of themselves doing the whole trying to pull. Like they found a stick on where the like near the bus stop, and they went like going smiling and going, huh, look, I'm trying to pull Gilif Monia out. I'm like, this thing I ain't getting involved in, and walked off. There's a sixth thing that happened. Someone asked this was when I went to my local beach at Coogee. Loved the place. Just love looking in the middle towards the Tasman Sea, seeing the waves come in. It's beautiful. Also, another great place I go to at times, and that's Clovelly Cliffs. Especially when it's windy and the waves hit the coast, and you just see the spray coming up. You just have this, feel nature in your veins. But back to Coogee. One person happened to have watched an episode of Home and Away. So they, in the middle of last winter, ran up and down the boardwalk, and one of them asked another fellow Aussie, "Can you tell me how to get to Alf Stewart's place?" And I'm just laughing my ass off. And this other fellow and this other Aussie was just saying, "I don't know any Alf Stewart." And this guy was saying, "Stone the Flaming Crows, you don't know where he is? I thought you were Australian." And I'm like, I just laughed to think he watched a TV show with that comes from Australia. Especially if you wanted to know where Alf Stewart lives, he should have gone to Avalon, which is further north on the other side of the Harbour Bridge than where I am now. And I'm just thinking, oh, you idiot. And this guy was saying, I saw him at Home and Away. He's a local of yours, and a fellow Australian's girlfriend who happens to be British. She went, "Oh, I think I do know where Alf Stewart lives." You may want to Google how to get to Avalon. And I'm thinking, oh boy, that's where it is filmed, basically. And this guy his eyes just lit up, and was like, "Oh yes, I finally got it. I can go and see Alf Stewart." Typed in Avalon Beach. And like by the time I just had to I knew for a fact that I was feeling a bit under the weather, so I thought, not under the weather, but I felt a bit tired, so I thought, instead of having a nap near the beach, I'd go home. So there I am, sitting on, like, sitting at the bus stop, and this same man came sitting right beside me. He goes, "Uh, how's it going, champ? Yo, champ, guess what? I'm off to see Alf Stewart." And I'm like, "Oh," and this is how silly some Americans are. I said to them, "Okay, tell him that your grandson says hi," referring to me. I have no relations to this fictional character Alf Stewart. Besides, I know the character, and I respect the actor who portrays the great Australian icon, who himself is an Australian icon. And I said, "Tell Granddad that his grandson says hi, and I'll see him on Sunday." You know, "Yo, his grandson? Oh, dude, can I have your autograph?" So okay, A S. So I said Alf Stewart the third, and he said, "You ripper!" Got on the next bus to the city, going crazy, going, "Yeah, I got Alf Stewart. I finally bumped into someone who knows Alf Stewart." The bus went off. It was like, "Yee." I went, got on my bus and just came home. Uh, another thing, another thing that happened when another stupid thing that an American has said was this one person who wanted to see the destroyed city of Sydney. They went, "It's 2023. I thought these buildings would have been destroyed by now." I watched that movie. I watched that thing, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. There's water here. Bridge is in, still looks good, and I was just thinking, I ain't touching this. I'm off. Then he just then this male, he just said, "Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, you lied to me, you son of a bitch." And I was just like, I'm done. Another one that comes to my mind was a different set of girls see me come out of my apartment. I was wearing a Hawaiian t-shirt, the khaki pants, wore a nice pair of shoes, my good like my rings, and a nice watch, and just left. Just wanted to stretch my legs while looking good. And these girls came up to me and they asked me, "Does do you know any of the Hemsworth? Do they live in this building?" And I was thinking, "Phew." I said, "Oh boy, how am I going to tell them no?" I At first I did just said that. I just said that, they don't live here. This apartment here It's for basically norm like the everyday Australians. Australians are not famous like Liam and Chris Hemsworth. And then they went, oh, okay. Then where do they live? And I was just thinking, how in the hell would I know where Chris and Liam Hemsworth are? It's not like I have them on my phone. It's not like I have them in my diary. It's not like I have them in a little black book. The only thing I know about the Hemsworth brothers is they're doing their thing and I'm doing mine. That's all I know about the Hemsworths at that time. And they went, oh. And I said, look, I don't know where they live. And I was about to walk up and one of them said, literally demanded that I tell them, and and they lied. And they said, "Oh, you're lying. You're an Australian. You're not even protecting them." I went, okay. Fed into their delusion. I went like this. Look, they live somewhere in Watson's Bay. You take the ferry there, and you look around there. If not there, you go to Manly. That's all I know. I went, oh, thank you, and bolted. I was like, why am I? Why do you think that I would know where the Hemsworths are? And there've been like other such stupid things that Americans have said that I've ever heard them say. Like one of them said, "Where's Wendy's? I want, I wanted to get a delicious burger and chips from like a delicious burger and fries from Wendy's." And I went, "Okay, I know where there's a Wendy's store." And I said, "Hey mate, might want to go to Bass Hill." He was okay. 2 days later, bumped into him again, and he said, "That's the wrong Wendy's, bitch." I went, "That's the only Wendy's that is here." Uh, then something was saying that you don't. Where where's Crocodile Dundee? Where's Wolverine? Where's Nicole Kidman? Where's Kate Blanchett? Again with the Hemsworth brothers. There are just so many stupid things stupid, dumb, and idiotic things that I've heard Americans demand answers to. And I'm not just talking about just North Americans. I'm talking about the USA kind. From thinking that we all get around in kangaroos to this other one. This one is one of my favorites. They went this one person from New York, and he literally looked around and he said this: "Where are all the pizza? Where are all the pizzerias? I thought like Sydney was like New York. Sydney, like we all have these big. We have countless countless pizza places. Where are the pizza places here?" Went up to someone, tapped them on the back. He turned around an Asian looking fella. And this New Yorker said this: "Where are your pizzeria? Where you order the pizzeria?" And tried to do like some Chinese and Indian sort of accent to do it. And this Asian looking fella said, "Yeah, mate, you might want to have a look on your phone because all that stuff's on Google." And he went, and I was like, "You idiot. Asian people that were born here sound like us, sound like Australians." And the last thing I've overheard was, "Where is the Sunshine Coast?" And I said, you got on the wrong flight. You might want to go to Sydney domestic and fly north to the to the Gold Coast. And they said, "No, we came here to Sydney to go to the Gold Coast." And I just left it there. There are countless other stories of Americans saying dumb and stupid things here in Sydney, my neck of the woods. And let me just say this to you Americans: try to learn something about Sydney before coming to Sydney. I am the Dragon Barrows, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye.